Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Menace and the Monk. Yes, we are going to be joined by Dhenuka soon. Oh, Dhenuka is here. What's happening, Dhenuka?
Hi.
What's happening?
Oh my God. My heart is
Let me
still racing.
let me start this stream by asking you a very simple question.
Okay.
Uh, do you think do you think God is playing in a white jersey right now?
I absolutely think that's the case, man. I, Everyone saw the game last night. Uh, Apart from I think Vinicius and Benzema, the kind of form he's in,
Yeah.
uh, it's what helping us sort of go through every
I'll give
hurdle
you
that we come across.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute to settle in because I sort of threw that question straight to you just
That's
as you
okay.
came in. But yeah, I mean, of course, we are talking about the Liverpool versus Villarreal game, guys. We are going to be previewing that as well. It would be great to hear from Dhenuka because she of course, watches Villarreal much more closely than we do. But yeah, थोड़ी देर में Nitika will also join us. She just has something to do, and then she will be here, and then we will talk about the Liverpool versus Villarreal game. But speaking of the madness that happened in Manchester,
Hmm.
Dhenuka,
Yeah.
did you expect this kind of a game?
Did I expect? I knew that City was going to be very tough to beat, and honestly, if ever since the beginning, I've always felt that the two teams that we need to be wary of, aside from like Chelsea, because I always also had that factor that last time around that whole Chelsea thing happened. So apart from that, I thought. Purely because of the form these teams are in their respective in their league, it has to be City and Liverpool. So I was always apprehensive of those two teams, and yeah, because they are so complete, right? Even
Hmm.
yesterday, if you saw, like when we did see the game, you can see that they function like this well-oiled machine. There's no sort of
They do.
they just have, and they have sort of players who can play in multiple positions. So tactically, whatever Pep throws at them, they have the ability to even execute that. So it was always the team itself, and all of them are in really good form, and everyone has
Yeah.
hit their form coming in now right at this time. And it was always going to be very, and it's the same for Liverpool. So I would say that going into this game, I was I would have taken a 2-all, or a draw would have been a very optimistic result for me, to be very honest.
Hmm.
And given our performances and our, like, I knew that Alaba was definitely not his usual self, because he was not well. So it was his inclusion was more of a thing where it was just he threw him in because his presence matters. But knowing what we knew about Alaba and the kind of form Militao has been in recently in the games, I knew this was going to be a very tough fixture for sure.
Absolutely. Let's take some of the comments, and then I want
Yeah.
to ask you something. Um, Kai32 says, I need to do a checkup. My age has been deducted last night. If your age
Nice.
has been deducted, that's good. Do you
I
mean?
know. I know what this person's saying though.
I know. I'm just pulling his leg. I know what he means is the years have been deducted, right? So obviously, यार, it was. But I was on Ankit's stream just before this, and मैंने उस पे यही बोला था यार कि जैसे अभी KGF रिलीज हुई थी ना, कल का मैच फुटबॉल का KGF था. मतलब धमाधम एक्शन दोनों साइड से
Yeah.
जबरदस्त. Kai32 says thanks for wearing that jersey. I think you're wearing like is it like a meta thing? Are you?
No, so what happened is on multiple like channels that I went. So my thing was that it's an away game, so I would wear my away jerseys, and then if it is a sort of home game, I'll wear like the home jersey. ये सब सोच के मैं गई थी. But I got a comment on one stream saying, Dhenuka, please wear the so and so jersey because that brings us luck. So I was like, yeah, Abhi, we need all the luck we need, we can get. So, yeah,
Yeah,
Sunli मैंने.
Dave, Dave's in the chat. Dave, thank you so much for joining the
Hey,
chat.
hi.
Guys, please go ahead and subscribe to Dave's channel. Uh, Nitika has joined the chat. Hello,
Hi.
Hello.
Nitika. Then,
Hello.
Nitika, we are talking about
Hey, which
we are
one?
starting with the Madrid versus City game, and
Yeah.
Dhenuka has been speaking for her for some time. So let's give her her a bit of a rest. And let me ask you, do you think Madrid were psychologically they are taking the edge to the second leg? And Dhenuka, I'll come to you next.
Sure.
There's a possibility of that. You know, it's so weird. Like, I just came on and I was going to congratulate Dhenuka ki bhai bahut acha khela, but they didn't win technically, you know? Just imagine my mindset in the game. I'm a neutral, but still I was going to congratulate her. Just imagine the aura that Real Madrid has created already with the kind of games that they are having right now, because this is what shows that the way they play in European cups, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. The mentality matters a lot. So no matter who you are facing, they will find a way. At least that's what they're doing this season. And it's amazing. And yes, like you said, that, you know, going into the second leg, maybe they have the edge, and upar se Bernabeu mein hai, and they have done that against PSG. So there's a possibility that, you know, they are going with that mentality ki first leg mein jo marzi kar lo. Yeah, they were 3 goals up against Chelsea, and Chelsea played one of the best games out there, I feel, in the second leg, one of the best. But still उन्होंने रिजल्ट ग्राइंड किया वहां से. And then PSG से तो चलो one loss से ही आ रहे थे, and everybody thought that, you know, it is going to be PSG going through. So I absolutely agree with that. You know, there is a little mindset of, you know, winning it in or killing the game in second leg, and that's what they're doing.
Dhenuka, first of all, there is a question for you. Have you ever visited the Bernabeu?
Yes, I have.
I know you
That was
have.
an easy answer.
Right, but coming to yesterday's game, Dhenuka, do you think there was a bit of luck involved because City didn't finish some of their sort of
For sure.
easy chances? Do you think there
For
was a
sure.
bit of luck involved for Real Madrid? And
Yeah, yeah,
be,
absolutely.
right,
Hmm.
and
Go ahead.
because they have the luck on their side, I think what we have seen in this is like this will be the hat trick of comebacks if Real Madrid do go through and reach the final. Do you think it is nicely set up for another Benzema masterclass at the Bernabeu? Are you expecting that?
I have to. Like I said, I have to. There's not much we can go on. See, to be very honest, if this is how, like defensively, we were in shambles last night. There's no way to sugarcoat this. Okay, it was a shambolic performance defensively, and
Really?
absolutely, yeah. I mean, every single goal. If the goals were brilliant, I'm not taking anything away from KDB for the first goal, or even the one taken very quickly, but defensively we should have done much better. Okay, granted that Alaba was not 100% fit. Mendy, this has always been a problem. It's been a pattern now since after he returns from injuries. Like he takes a while to sort of get used to the rhythm or whatever. He has some off games, but you can't afford that against a team like City. You can't afford to do that in the semis of the UCL. You can't afford to do that repeatedly. The only thing I was hoping for was that we would stick to the basics, not like uh, go for a defensive masterclass or anything, but do get the basics right, and then you have your individual brilliance from your Benzema and Vinicius, and your clutch substitutions in Camavinga, or if Rodrigo didn't start, then Rodrigo, and that can sort of pull you through. But the first 15 minutes and the kind of game we were playing, it was I think defensively we were really poor, and it's we missed a couple of chances, I think, two or three, but City missed a whole lot of chances, and they of course missed Cancelo, and they didn't have Walker, and that would have made a lot of difference as well. So we can't we can't go to the Bernabeu with this kind of this kind of defensive play. Like if this is how we play, we are in for a big time shock. So I really hope we get this sorted out before the second leg. And yeah, definitely they fluffed so many chances, Mares and so many.
They
So
did, yes.
I would say that. And look, I get it. See, it's the UCL. Even they are under pressure, and Real Madrid, in a way, can be intimidating because they can pull one back in right when you're not expecting. You give them like a little bit of leeway, and then they are through. So, and the unexpected can happen with this team. They just need that one spark, one moment, right? So, the team playing against Real is also aware of that, and on such a big
Right.
stage, things also happen. So, not discounting that, but still, they missed quite a few chances, and it's, I would say, it is similar to the thing against Chelsea, where we missed two very easy chances. Benzema scored a brilliant goal, but then he missed a sitter, and Vinicius also missed a sitter there. And we were thinking, like, when the second leg was happening against Chelsea, how costly are those two mistakes going to be? And it's going to be the same for City as well.
Nitika, obviously, Real Madrid were missing Casemiro in this game. And before I come to that question, guys, we have over 50 people watching this. तो स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो यार, अभी तक अगर सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करो स्ट्रीम को. दैट वे you'll also be able to send comments and we can take them and we can talk about it. But coming to my question, Nitika, is by the way, Dhenuka, is Casemiro going to be back for the second leg?
Yeah, he'll be back for the second leg.
That will be a big, big plus point, Nitika, don't you think?
Hmm.
So, Real, are you
Absolutely.
expecting Real to go through in the to the finals, or do you think City will be too much for them?
This is a very difficult prediction to make, very, very difficult, because I could have said that if I was judging the match by that 30 minutes of the game that we saw of Man City. Arey, Man City leke jayega is bar for sure. But that is not the case at all, because you know what, like you both mentioned, that City was missing chances. But what if they convert those? And what if, Real Madrid maybe turns out to be even better, because that's what they're doing in the second legs. So it can be anything. And that is why I think the anticipation of the second leg is much more than any other match right now, that they can do that. So it's a very difficult thing to say that if City can do it or not, because Pep can overthink. It can happen. Maybe Benzema magic again works in that game. So there's a lot of possibilities, but I can't pick one. It's very difficult to pick one in this fixture.
Right, right. Um, Thank you, Dave. Dave, if you want to join the chat, just let me know on Twitter or something, and we'll add you here. Um, दो बार करना है सबने भाई. अरे नहीं यार, tackle from behind in the chat, guys. Tackle from behind
Mhm.
Instagram पे जरूर follow करो. They are absolutely brilliant with their content. Uh, by the way, the lineups are out. So we have
Oh.
Allison, Alexander Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago Henderson, Salah, Mane, Diaz. Nitika, were you expecting this? मतलब क्या
Nidhi,
लगता है कि
it's like इसमें एक मेरा आया और एक आपका आया, like because we were just talking about this, that Konate and Kita I was going for, and Nidhi was going for Matip and Henderson. So Konate है and Henderson है, so दोनों की तरफ से there is somebody or the other. uh, I'm happy with the lineup. I'm happy.
hmm,
If Klopp has picked this lineup, कुछ सोच के किया है, and I'm no more than him, so I'm happy.
absolutely. We'll come to Liverpool. Let's talk about Real Madrid a little bit. Denuka, uh, come on, you've got to feel more confident now that Casemiro is going to be back for the next leg. It's just a one goal difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm confident, and like I said, I'm just saying that defensively we were really bad, but I'll take this result. I'm not at all saying that this is something that can't be overturned, and it's a one goal. At the end of the day, it is a one goal deficit, right? And it's not like it's impossible. We've sort of lost the match over there. And if Chelsea can come back, they were three. They had to make up for a whole lot more goals, and they came back. And this is Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I'm confident about this. It's not that I'm not confident about the next one at all. I was just generally reflecting on the performance yesterday. And we need to sort that out, because while Casemiro is going to be back, Cancelo and Walker will also be back. So you cannot afford to have lapses again over there. You can't give them so much free space. You can't allow them to dominate like they did. I thought that Carlos. Tactic, or what he could have done, he did. So it's just that I think the defense let him down. There was pretty much, this was all he could do. He went for the right. I have no qualms about maybe substituting Camavinga a little early on, might have helped. But yeah, I think it's he pretty much. I don't fault him for the team selection or anything yesterday.
Right,
Uh, yeah,
right.
but
And I was
Casemiro back will be a huge thing. So earlier, I
right.
I know that I was one of those people, because I was thinking of like going at it from the attack mode, which is pretty much what Carlo also did. Like the if you looked at the lineup and the way he was going for playing attacking football as well. So I would have thought that conventionally, like Casemiro finds it a bit difficult to sort of retain possession, play in tight spaces and whatnot. But the kind of defensive performance we put up, Casemiro, we needed Casemiro there for his defensive work, for controlling KDB, for not giving them so much space, and he would have definitely come in clutch from that aspect for sure. So yeah, that will be a
Absolutely.
definite
And
yes.
I agree with tackle from behind. This was the next point I was going to ask Nitika actually. So Nitika, of course, Casemiro coming back will be a big boost for Real Madrid. But
Hmm.
सिटी के पास भी कैंसेलो और वॉकर वापस आने वाले हैं. एंड सिटी
Hmm.
ऐसी टीम है कि वो मतलब 10 मिनट में गेम खत्म कर सकती है, जो कि हमको
Hmm.
ये लेग में फर्स्ट लेग में भी फ्लैशेस देखने के लिए मिले थे. What are you expecting from Pep in the second leg for this particular game?
I think absolutely same whatever they did in the first leg, with the changes of having I'm sorry, with the changes of having Cancelo and Walker in there as the fullbacks. They are going to be back, and we know. See, Kyle Walker is brilliant as a right back. And when he is going to be there and he is pacey, he can make the runs. He can stop Vinicius Junior, which I think obviously you're expecting from Fernandinho, who's not even a fullback, right? So that was going to be problematic anyhow. But just imagine City playing with their whole team is going to be a different beast altogether. So it's the same thing. Like, even they had a key player missing, and even this is the same thing here, which is why I feel that what Madrid has to do is, like Dhenuka mentioned, that they have to be very, very good defensively, very, very good. And Casemiro is going to be very important in that way. But City also conceded goals. And I mentioned time and time again, because that goal from Benzema was very good. I don't think that it was easy. The control and the goal, what he did in that second of it. So we know that if they get a chance, they can exploit it very easily. So that is why it's a very 50-50 game. Anything can happen, but still अगर मैं कुछ बोलूं, हल्का सा मुझे लग रहा है कि Man City will be more advantageous having Cancelo
Hmm.
and Walker in the game.
नहीं, certainly I think that ये काफी ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट गेम होने वाला है. But before moving forward, yeah, let's discuss the lineups are out, guys. If you guys can comment on the in the comment section lineups के लिए. But speaking of Villarreal, Dhenuka. Now Villarreal doesn't lose many games, right? इस सीजन चैंपियंस लीग में वो सिर्फ मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड से हारे हैं.
Correct.
अभी आई डोंट नो व्हाट डज दैट टेल यू अबाउट विलारियल, बट दैट्स द रियलिटी. वो नहीं हारते. In the La Liga also, I think they've lost twice or thrice, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they have yeah, they've drawn more. They've not won a lot, and that's why they are seventh, I believe. But
Yes,
yeah, they don't lose easily. You're right.
right. So what can we, because you obviously want see La Liga much more than
Hmm.
we do. What kind of setup do you think Unai Emery will put up today?
I honestly think that he's going to go for a setup where they are going to try like a low block and then attack on the counter, to be very honest.
Hmm.
Because I think their whole idea will be this is at the cop, so try to get a decent score over here and then just capitalize on the fact that they are playing at home next, where they can then sort of go all out. And once they have an advantage, if they can have one. So I think that is what their strategy is going to be today. Um, so let's see. They also have like again they have players who can come in clutch. So it's very interesting. So let's see what happens. But I think that's what the strategy is going to be today.
Guys, can someone put Villarreal's lineup in the chat as well? But
I
Nitika,
was just
again,
trying
जैसे
that. Yeah.
जैसे हम दोनों बात कर रहे थे कि इसमें एक
Hmm.
आपका आ गया और एक मेरा आ गया.
Hmm.
But you mentioned that Henderson ka, are you happy with the selection? Are you happy with seeing Henderson in the starting lineup, or do you think Keita इसमें अच्छा कर सकता?
I see. I love Henderson. I'm again putting it
Of
out
course.
there. I love him. But the thing is that I know in the games that we need him a lot. You know, but this would have been see अगर अभी स्टार्टिंग में ही हेंडो ने थ्रू बॉल मार दिया और वहां से सारा ने गोल कर दिया, I would be more than happy. But still जितना मैं समझ सकती हूँ गेम को उसके हिसाब से I feel that had Keita been there in that spot, he would have given a little bit more cover to Trent as well. And I'm not saying that Trent defend नहीं कर पाएगा अगर कोई होगा, वो नहीं है. The thing is that he's a playmaker as well. So we know that
Right.
the inside runs that he has to make, then we can expect that, like Dhenuka mentioned, कि counter attacks होगा भाई, ढंग से होगा, and they have the ability to do that. तो उस space को रोकने के लिए we should avoid as much as one on one with the keeper as much as we can, even if it's at home. So I feel that वो एक डिफेंसिव कवर थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा प्रोवाइड हो जाता है, क्योंकि क्या है ना, अगर एक बॉल निकल गया हैंडो की तरफ से एंड वी नो ट्रेंट इज ऑलरेडी आगे एंड देन ट्रेंट विल हैव टू मेक द रन, बट कहीं ना कहीं दैट एज फैक्टर कम्स इन बिटवीन कि हैंडो के पास वो पेस नहीं रहता वहां तक पहुंचने का,
Hmm.
जस्ट दैट. बट इफ आई एम टॉकिंग इन फेवर ऑफ हेंडरसन नाउ, I feel that Henderson will bring that captainship here. He'll keep the players grounded, because I was just reading the interviews of Villarreal players here, and
Right.
they are like, we are calm. We are really really calm going into it. We have a very great, there is that mentality there as well. So we are
Hmm.
playing on mentality. They are playing on mentality too, right? So you need to, and Albiol and Pau Torres partnership has been very good, very solid, and that is what, see, they conceded goal against Juventus in a very starting of the match, and
Correct.
then बायर्न के घर घर जाके वो ऑब्वियसली बायर्न के होम ग्राउंड में दे कंसीडर्ड अ गोल, मतलब इक्वलाइज हो गया था, एंड स्टिल मेंटेनिंग देयर काम कि भाई कर सकते हैं, एंड दे वेंट ऑल आउट यार. गोल चुकवेजे का फिर गोल हुआ, एंड देन दे वन द मैच. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग कि इट्स नॉट गुड. अगर लिवरपूल 2-0 भी आप पे ना, अगर हम वैसे ढीला खेलने लगे जैसे बेनफिका वगैरह, बाद में
Hmm.
हम सेकंड लेग में हो गए थे, it's going to cost us a lot.
Sadio Mane has joined the chat and he says, "चलो guys off for some pre-match." ठीक है यार, सादियो माने जी आप वार्म अप अच्छे से करिए और गोल मारिए. I'll give both of you guys a bit of rest and I'll take a question. Nidhi, what's important is what kind of strategy will Villarreal work on today? Because playing deep, sitting back, and playing for possession and progression will spell out two different games. Absolutely, El Kukoy, I 100% agree. But I think what we expect from Villarreal is at least in away leg hai, so what we are expecting is that they will not be that adventurous. They'll obviously try to look for that one mistake and try to capitalize on that. But मुझे लगता है कि they will today deep sitting back का I don't know. See, honestly speaking, यार I have not seen Villarreal play a lot, but I think they will definitely try to. They will not be as adventurous. Ankit says Villarreal are draw merchants, of course, like Denuka
Yeah,
said, and Villarreal's lineup is this. And I'll come to you, Dhenuka.
they don't have Pino and Moreno
It
in
was
the.
somewhere I have lost it. Guys,
No, they don't have. I checked. I think I saw the lineup and both are not there.
yes,
No, no, they
it's
don't
right
have. They
here.
don't have.
It's right here.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, thank you.
What are you familiar with any of course you're familiar with most of the names here, Denuka, but which are the players here you think that you've seen that can cause problems to this Liverpool side?
I like it. So, like Nitika mentioned, right? Like there's Pau Torres, the partnership we have to be concerned about. Parejo is good. Like individually,
Indeed.
they're all good. And then Danjuma, of course, who is I think is he linked with Liverpool? I think I
Danjuma, there were some
that
loose links, but we are linked with
okay.
every man and his dog.
Okay. Okay. No, so those are the usual sort of suspects. But to be very honest, it's their strategy. It's going to be very dicey for them because if they sort of, you know, get if they don't get adventurous and they park the bus, that won't work against Liverpool either. Y'all had a very nice preview against Everton recently.
Practice.
Yeah, a nice rehearsal for that, and y'all came out shining there, right? So it's going to be very tricky for them, I think, and the fact that they have two big guys out is going to that's a very important factor. And to be very honest, I would give this like an 80-20 thing, and the only thing that might work for them, I think, is sort of trying to force a draw out and looking to attack on the counter. But it's going to be very tough for them, let me just be very honest here.
Guys, over 90 people liking watching the stream, so please go ahead and like it, and if you haven't subscribed to us yet or Nitika's channel, please go ahead and do that. नितिका को तो यार आप लोग सब लोग जानते ही हो, बट मैंने सिनेमोंग को भी बिल्कुल सब्सक्राइब करो, और नितिका को नहीं किया है तो बिल्कुल करो यार. यू आर मिसिंग आउट इफ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब टू हर. Sarimul says Keita to come on as a sub for Hendo in the 63rd minute and score a brace. Save it. Wow, that would be some story, isn't it, Nitika?
एब्सोल्युटली आई वुड लव दैट. आई एम टेलिंग यू ना, कुछ भी हमारे फेवर में कोई भी बोल रहा है, आई विल लव इट. ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. लेट्स डू इट एनी हाउ. वी कैन गो अहेड एंड जस्ट विन दिस वन.
Absolutely. Let's take some of the comments. Two Morenos, yes, but Gerard Moreno is injured for this leg, I think. Yaar, El Capoe.
या या
Lo Celso is
He's
dangerous,
out till
yes.
end of May, I think. He's not there.
Yeah.
Gerard Marino, I heard that he'll be available in the second one or
See,
not,
I thought he was
because
out for May, all of May. I thought he was out.
I heard about Alberto Moreno that he will be out
That he was out for
till
end of
the,
May.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
out for a
But then
longer time,
Yermi,
yeah.
yeah,
The Late Winner Show, another great podcast that you guys should all subscribe to. He says that I think the dream run comes to an end. Whose dream run? Yeah, just the relentless pressure from Liverpool will be a bit too much for Unai Emery's side. Um, yeah, they go. Obviously, I'll let the panel talk more about this, but I think that Unai Emery as a manager is someone that the entire footballing community हमको थोड़ा respect ज़्यादा करना चाहिए उसको. उनाई एमरी ने बहुत सारे मैनेजर जिनके बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा बात होती है, उनसे बहुत ज़्यादा अचीव किया है, एंड बिग ट्रॉफीज, राइट. यूरोपा इज नॉट नो लॉन्गर अ सेकेंड ईयर, मतलब सेकेंड ईयर तो चलो बोल सकते हैं, बट वो उतनी बुरी ट्रॉफी अब रही नहीं, तो हमको उनको नहीं अंडर एस्टिमेट करना चाहिए. साहिल इज आस्किंग मानस भैया शो होस्ट कर रहे हैं आज? नहीं,
Hmm.
मानस इज नॉट होस्टिंग द शो. And Shanti says Kapue Albiol Parejo has a combined age of 106, which is their midfield strength. Is it 106? How's that even possible? I'm just looking to distribute this. Even if you divide it equally, all of them are 35. Wow, this is.
Albiol, yeah, I mean, Albiol तो है ही
हाँ, राहुल.
बिकॉज वो तो हमारा भी एक्स प्लेयर है तो या could be no Parejo, Albiol, yeah, could be. I never thought about that, to be honest, but
All right.
yeah, their midfield is not there. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, no. Go ahead, please. I wanted to ask you guys, both of you all. Um, Nitika, do you think that the front line? Are you happy with the front three? Is this what you were expecting? Salah,
Yeah,
Mane, and Diaz. I think we both agree with
absolutely.
it,
Yeah. No, I'm
right?
happy with the front line. This is what I wanted, and this is something that I think can get us somewhere with the kind of expectations that we are having अभी फ्रॉम विलारियल, क्योंकि मैंने बताया था पहले भी, जैसे जैसे मैच पास आता है ना मुझे डर लगने लग जाता है, मेरी नर्वसनेस बढ़ जाती है, मेरे एंग्जाइटी लेवल शुरू हो जाता है कि अभी मैच शुरू होने वाला है। सो अभी लेट्स जस्ट गो विद इट कि जो भी क्लॉप ने किया है आई एम ऑल इन, एंड आई एम एक्चुअली हैप्पी डियाज से शुरू करवा रहे हैं हम, इवन तो जोटा
हम्म।
माइट थिंक कि यार कहाँ से ले लिया, मैं शुरू कर रहा होता वहां से, बट चलो जब तक everything is going good that matters more, and I think everybody will agree, about that, all the players will agree to that. So I'm happy with the lineup, and I know that Luis Diaz is the chaos like you mentioned, and we are expecting that वो chaos वहां पे दिखाए आज.
Right. Now, speaking of Unai Emery and the low block and everything, um, Denuka, did you watch the Liverpool versus Everton game?
Yeah.
Personally, I feel we cannot afford a first half
No,
in
no.
this game like we had against Everton, because Villarreal ka defensive quality is much higher compared to Everton. Where do you think we can exploit this Liverpool side? We spoke about Villarreal. How can they exploit Liverpool? Where do you think Liverpool can exploit? And I'll come to you also with the same question, Nitika.
See, Liverpool, I think the greatest strength that they have now is ek to the form. They have found their stride, like at the right time they are hitting. Everyone is hitting their form right now. You have you can try different combinations in different positions if things are not working out for you for some reason. If there is any problem in any position or anyone has an off day, you have options. You have all your forwards are in like splendid form, right? So the game that you guys press well, incredibly well. You have pace, so you can exploit Villarreal in this sense. And if they are going to look to park the bus, there's only so much you can do and sort of sit back until the other team, if they press really well, and if they are going to go forward, attack and score, there's only so much you can do, right? Not everyone plays that Atletico kind of game. That's not everyone's sort of natural game. So it's going to be very difficult for them to execute that kind of stuff as well. We are easily telling that they should do this and then attack on the counter, but it's not easy to do that over 90 minutes and to contain a side like Liverpool, who have such quality in their forwards, and who are going to go all out, and your pace, and you are equally good defensively and attack me. So I think it's a very well-rounded team, and that's with your pace and with them trying to contain you for longer periods. I think you guys can break through and score easily, because it's difficult to pull that off in practice. I feel.
Nitika, what is going to be the most important area in this particular game? तो आप मतलब तुमको क्या लगता है कि मिडफील्ड में हमको डोमिनेट करना पड़ेगा या फ्रंट थ्री पे रिलाई करना चाहिए? What do you think?
आई थिंक मिडफील्ड इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्रूशियल इन दिस गेम, क्योंकि
हाँ.
उनका भी डिफेंस बहुत अच्छा हमने समझ लिया है, लो ब्लॉक एंड एवरीथिंग, बट वो जो लिंक करना पड़ेगा ना, वॉट एवर दैट वी आर गोइंग थ्रू द डिफेंस एंड देन मूविंग फॉरवर्ड टू द मिडल, जो मिडल क्रिएट करके देगा ना फॉरवर्ड्स को, वो बहुत मैटर करेगा। एंड एट द
हम्म.
एंड वी हैव सीन दैट हम वो हॉरिजॉन्टल पासिंग करेंगे, देन जस्ट टू सी कि हम कहाँ से एक बॉल निकाल सकते हैं, and there is Foyth defending on the right side, and there is Luis Diaz. I'm happy there is Diaz because of this reason as well, because Foyth has been having very good games in Champions League, and
हम्म.
he said that he defended the most difficult defender for him. The attacker for him has been Coman, Kingsley Coman, by name when he was playing against them. So he said that that was really difficult to defend against. So I think that Luis Diaz is going to be that factor, because I told you, with Mohamed Salah there is one thing कि एक defender लगा देते हैं साथ में कि यार साला को तो छोड़ना ही नहीं है, उसको वो dribble करने नहीं देना है. But
हम्म.
that is why Diaz was very important, because see the way he took that assist, या फिर वो जैसे assist करा था Origi
हम्म.
को, that kind of thing. We want that kind of player today in this match, कि जो unexpected चीजें करे वहां पे, that we have no idea what to do with it, because even they have read everything about that every player Liverpool का, they would have seen Liverpool's matches, but एक जो अनएक्सपेक्टेड फैक्टर आता है दैट कम्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लुइस डियाज एंड ही इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी क्रूशियल इन दिस गेम. बट वो जो बॉल प्रोग्रेशन है फ्रॉम मिडफील्ड टू द फॉरवर्ड लाइन, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है because they have got really solid midfielders. And what if they keep breaking the play and then एक through ball and hit us on the counter attack? That's going to be difficult. So that's why I feel that midfield mein Fabinho has to be so good to just break their play, to mess the things up for them and move the ball forward. The ball progression has to be very solid.
Right. Kartikeya says 1981 when we won the UCL, we played against Real Madrid and that too in Paris. Nidhi bhai, do you think that history can repeat itself? यार देखो पहले तो हमको पहुंचने दो फाइनल में. वी आर प्लेइंग अ वेरी गुड साइड. हम खेल रहे हैं विलारियल के साथ जो बायर्न म्यूनिख को यूवेंटस को हरा के आई है. तो पहले तो हमको पहुंचने दो. ये सब चीजें पैरेलल्स आई अंडरस्टैंड. इट विल बी ग्रेट टू रीच द फाइनल्स बट लेट्स गेट देयर. एक कमेंट आया है, डैम नितिका कैन एनालाइज अ गेम. ऑफ कोर्स शी कैन. यू शुड गो एंड वॉच
Go
हर
follow
वीडियोस.
her. Yeah.
You should go and subscribe to her. She can
Subscribe to her channel.
definitely analyze a game. Both the ladies here are brilliant with their football. तो वो तो मतलब आप समझी बात है. 100 people, more than 100 people watching us here. Please go ahead and like the stream, subscribe करो if you haven't yet. Sahil asks, but before that, I'll come to you, Dhenuka, and let's talk a little bit about Madrid again because there were some questions about your defense. Uh, would you make any changes in the defense in the second leg?
Hmm. Okay, so this is one of my favorite topics to talk about.
Let's
Uh,
hear it.
so the thing is, we don't have options. Okay,
Right,
that's the short answer. Who are you going to play in defense? We don't have options, and that's because we have not made any signings in the defense. Right? We bought one Alaba, who worked out for us great, but aside from that, defense mein, we don't have any options. So if Militao has been having bad games, if Mendy is injured, if Alaba is not fit, then we have one Nacho who is like, according to me, he's not that complete defender. You He can't be your sort of reliable option in a semifinals game in the UCL. So you have a Nacho, you have a makeshift right winger who was fashioned as a right back in the form of Lucas Vasquez, who should not be your option again. And Zidane only did that because there was absolutely no one last season in an injury-ridden season of over, I don't know, 65 plus 70 injuries. And the fact that he was expected to continue performing in that role this season also was like really poor planning, because we really don't have anyone there. Aside from this, we have played people from Castilla in Zidane's last season, which we have not done this season again. So there's no option there. If you look at it, there is Vallejo, who was injured for most of the season again, and he recently suffered from some illness. I don't know if it was COVID, but he was ill and he's back now. But he has not played. So your best bet is are your starting for the one, your first choice defenders. Other than that, we really don't have any options. So and we can't try things like having a back three or whatever. That doesn't work at all, and this is not the time to experiment. And our experiments have gone terribly wrong when we've tried them on the big stage. So the short answer is that we have no options. We have to stick to these four: your Mendy, Alaba, Militao, and Carvajal. That's it. And apart from that, we have a Nacho as a substitute, and then Marcelo was also injured, but he seems to be back now. I'm not sure, but he has been having, apart from the one return leg versus Chelsea, he has been on a steady decline, and he has been having poor matches since I think almost 2 seasons now. So it's not like you can. I mean, Mendy has been starting every game over him when he has been fit. So that tells you about Marcelo's decline. So no realistic
right,
options, to be honest.
right. एक comment आया है यार. If Thanos really invades, I would rather call Karim Benzema to save Mother Earth. Amazing यार. सही है. I love this comment. बहुत ही सही है. अभी तो यार nobody can touch Benzema in terms of his performances and he is absolutely brilliant. Um,
That
There is
पहला
this
वाला
comment.
goal, he pulled it out of nothing, man.
Nowhere.
मतलब वो,
Absolutely nowhere.
jeez, that came out of nowhere. सच में वो ऐसा
गोल्डन
इतना
टच,
easy दिखता
गोल्डन,
है. हाँ.
सही
And
में।
Now coming to Liverpool, Nitika, you do you agree with this? Do you think because you said midfield, do you think the most important player is Thiago today? According to me, it is Fabinho today. I would agree with the midfield part, but मुझे लगता है Fabinho. आप agree करते हो इससे?
uh, I think that, Thiago, Fabinho, they have to work together. It's not possible that Thiago is not having a good day there. अरे मत करो भाई मत करो, अभी ऑलरेडी टेंशन एक गेम का हो रहा है।
पहले पहुंचने तो दो यार।
हाँ,
दोनों टीम्स का
बायर्न
अभी
वाला हाल होगा, बायर्न वाला हाल ना हो जाए कि सब बायर्न वर्सेस लिवरपूल होगा। बायर्न अभी देखो, दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट विलारियल हियर, सो व्हाट दे हैव डन इज मैजिकल एंड दे आर गोइंग टू प्ले दैट अंडरडॉग मेंटालिटी, इन द गेम, so it's going to be difficult. But just getting back to your question, that
yeah.
Thiago is going to be important, no doubt, because we have seen what he has done especially in this previous month. That was very important for him to turn up, very very important, because I remember I was getting very frustrated यार, जब चेल्सी के साथ कैरिबा का फाइनल में खेलना था एंड वार्म अप में वो इंजर हो गया। एंड आई वाज लाइक, भाई ये नहीं, एटलीस्ट तुम 5-10 मिनट खेल के जाओ, तब भी हम समझे, एटलीस्ट खेलो। So it's going to be important, and what he has done coming back, like you said, whoever was doubting him and didn't know how good Thiago is. So Thiago has to be good, but everybody has to be very very good in this match. Fabinho is going to be important just to break up the play, like I mentioned before, but still Thiago के वो जो डायरेक्ट बॉल्स होते हैं ना
हाँ.
फॉरवर्ड, जैसे पता नहीं चलता कहाँ से ढूंढ लेता है, मतलब मैं तो ऐसे होती है यार, कहाँ मार रहे हो वहां तक, मतलब दैट्स व्हाई दे आर देयर यार, दैट्स व्हाई दैट्स थियागो प्लेइंग फॉर लिवरपूल, तो इम्पोर्टेंट तो होने वाला है यार, बट पूरा का पूरा मिडफील्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है।
Kyle says Luis Diaz, what a signing for Liverpool. He fits perfectly in this system. Loved it. यार ये मैं 100% अग्री करता हूँ. लुइस डियाज को देख के ऐसा लगता ही नहीं है कि ये जनवरी में आया है. हिज हिज अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसका रॉबर्टसन के साथ जो सिंकअप है ना. एंड यार मेरे को माफ करना, मैं बहुत सारे वर्ड्स ना हिंदी में मेरे को थोड़ा सोचना पड़ता है, तो मैं जो सिंकअप, तो बेसिकली उसका जो सिंकअप है ना रॉबर्टसन के साथ, वो एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग है. ऐसा लगता है कि वो दोनों सालों से साथ में खेल रहे हैं. Dhenuka, if I ask you as a neutral, would you prefer Thiago or Modric? I mean, come on.
यार
अरे
आप न्यूट्रल हो लेकिन मैं नहीं हूँ ना when it comes to Modric.
Come on. What do you think he will say? एक क्वेश्चन और था, खैर छोड़ो उसको, हम लोग बाद में लेंगे. बट हेंडो क्या रोल प्ले करता है मिलनर का? यार एलजे, आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस क्वेश्चन करेक्टली. अगर आप पैराफ्रेज करके लिखो तो लेट्स टेक वो बात कर लेते हैं. नाउ now Nitika, now this talking about this game. Now let's talk about a little bit about the fatigue, because हमने एवर्टन के साथ काफी ज्यादा it was a result in जिसमें हमको बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ी थी. Do you think fatigue will, and Villarreal are well rested, उनको रेस्ट मिला था, सब कुछ हुआ था. Do you think that will play a role here?
Absolutely. I think, it is going to, because I think I got tired watching that match. They are तो playing. मैंने तो सिर्फ देखा है. तो it's going to be very difficult यार. मतलब they are playing game in game out, and अभी क्रिस्टल पैलेस के साथ भी जाते साथ मैच है. वो जो पम्प्ड अप मोटिवेशन होता है ना, वो कब तक रखें, कब तक चलाएंगे वो, यार लेट्स डू दिस नाउ, ये मैच हमको होता है ना, लास्ट एग्जाम कब खत्म होगा. So it's just going on and on and on, and you have to keep that mentality high till the एंड ऑफ द सीजन. अभी भी बहुत सारे मैचेस पड़े हैं, यू कैन विन एवरीथिंग और मे बी यू कैन नॉट विन एनीथिंग. तो एट द एंड, मोर देन फिजिकल फटीगनेस, आई फील मेंटल फटीगनेस भी कहीं ना कहीं बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर होगा इसमें. बट at the end, this is a very big game. They have already
Hmm.
won it. The squad has won it before. They know what it takes. And Nidhi, that is exactly why I think Henderson is there on the pitch. And that is
Right.
exactly why I feel that we need a captain there. Because Kita is not going to provide that there. He's a brilliant brilliant midfielder, but when you know that अभी कैप्टन का जरूरत पड़ सकता है कि एकदम जब टीम नीचे जा रहा है, तो bring that intensity up again and remind them what we are doing, and we know how wonderful a captain Henderson is. So I think that, it's going to be difficult, but we are going to make it work.
This is an interesting question. Villarreal has a setup like Inter against us, middle expansion. Do you think that is true, Denuka? Do you think? I think what LJ is trying to say is they will try to be defensive and then try to
Go
the
out on the
width
side of the
the
pitch. Yeah.
midfield will provide. Do you think that? Do you see them playing like that?
They can because I'm trying to think. But see, by doing that, then they can't go for that defensive approach, right? Then they will have to, because they will give you space. So how do they? How and today we are thinking possibly that they are going to defend and then go on the counter. So they can't do that if they try to play that setup. If they push out wide and try to sort of go up against you, that will not, that will interfere with this game plan. So because that will expose them, then they will give you space, and then you have the pace and the forwards to finish it off. So I don't know, they can, but I don't know if they'll be, like you said, adventurous to go for that approach today. मुझे लगता है कि वो लोग विलारियल में at home they can do that, depending on आज का मैच कैसे जाता है, because it is all or nothing for them वहाँ पे. तो वहाँ के लिए they can do that, but आज के लिए मुझे नहीं लगता है. What about you guys?
Nitika?
I think that it all depends, it depends, because you can't compare two different teams at different set of players. Even though if they're playing in the same formation, it doesn't mean that they're going to produce the same kind of football. That's why I feel that, you need to see them as the same approach, like Dhenuka mentioned before, that they're going to sit deep, डिफेंड नाइसली, कि चांस नहीं देना है कि हम गोल कर पाए, मतलब कुछ सिटी जैसा ना हो जो कल मैड्रिड के साथ हुआ था, कि एकदम होता ना रैटल कर देना स्टार्टिंग में. दे डोंट वांट एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. बट इवन इफ समथिंग लाइक दैट हैपेंस, आई थिंक विलारियल इज वेरी वेल प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इट, बिकॉज according to me, that this team, they are very well motivated, and they know that they are an underdog team. So scoring one or two goals is not going to rattle them. That's why this is going to be a challenge for us, कि अगर हम वो 2-0 lead रख लेना, will be very good. But we can't be off for even 2 minutes in the game. It's going to be a very difficult game, than very different game than Inter ones.
Right.
बट मुझे
By the way,
पर्सनली लगता है ना,
150
बायन बायन का ये टाइम का डिफेंस वाज ऑलवेज अ लिटिल लाइक, उनका
shaky.
प्रॉब्लम वाज,
Correct.
या whereas as a neutral to me, I don't see Liverpool in that situation. So Villarreal वहाँ पे they have to be very careful. That's why they will have to change their tactic, is what I think. वहाँ वो बहुत बड़ा difference है. If you look at the game versus Bayern, although it was Bayern Munich, it was the UCL, they have been shaky वहाँ पे defense wise, which is not the case today. So, and I can say that as a neutral. So, um, yeah.
Right, right. एक क्वेश्चन था अबाउट ओरिगी एंड साला. इफ साला हैज अ गुड गेम इट्स ओवर फॉर विलारियल. यार देखो ऑनेस्टली, इफ साला हैज अ गुड गेम इट्स ओवर फॉर मोस्ट साइड्स, एंड आई से दैट विथ अ लॉट ऑफ ह्यूमिलिटी. साला तो यार मतलब अगर साला अच्छा खेला तो उसको रोक, बहुत कम ही डिफेंसेस हैं जो उसको उसके जैसे प्लेयर को रोक सकेंगे. एंड somebody had mentioned about Origi, saying maybe we get uh, Nidhi Bhaiya, probably we get our last Origi moment. It is definitely possible. By the way, over 150 people watching the stream, so this is a big number for Menace and the Monk. Stream को like करो यार, थोड़ा subscribe करो if you haven't yet. Um, all right. Even Leva failed against. अच्छा ठीक है. Question to Dhenuka ma'am. People calling Madrid lucky, but I don't think anyone can win so many matches with luck. Do you think conceding goals is also a part of plan for Carlo? ये बहुत सुनने में आता है. It
Yeah.
possibly cannot be part of the plan,
No,
right?
it can't be part of the plan for sure.
Conceding
So
4 goals.
no, no, it can't be part of the plan. No one can script it to perfection like that. It's not that. मतलब वो तो
कुछ ज्यादा ही
वो
फिल्मी
पार्ट
है.
नहीं है. हाँ, इतना नहीं है मतलब. या आई डोंट थिंक वो पार्ट करेक्ट है, बट मैं अग्री करती हूँ कि इट्स नॉट ऑल लक. देखो हमेशा लक पे कोस्ट करके तुम जा नहीं सकते हो। तो मुझे ऐसा
Hmm.
लगता है मोर देन लक हमारा ये है कि एक तो एज दे कीप सेइंग दैट दैट मॉन्स्टर मेंटालिटी है चैंपियंस लीग में, वी आर अ डिफरेंट बीस्ट। वो वाला फैक्टर है। एंड आई थिंक इंडिविजुअल ब्रिलियंस बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, हैविंग दोज
Hmm.
people perform at clutch moments, and those that magic that happens in a minute that just changes the entire complexion of the game। तो जैसे आप देख लो, इवन प्रीमियर लीग में या कहीं पे भी आप देख लो, एक स्वारेज है, देयर आर दीज की प्लेयर्स राइट, जो जिन्होंने किया है, आजाद है या फिर स्वारेज है एंड मेसी है। सो यू हैव दीज प्लेयर्स कि वो लोग कहीं से भी कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, यू कैन नेवर रेस्ट विद दीज पीपल। तो मैड्रिड में ना देर आर people who can provide you with these moments। and तो मुझे लगता है कि more than anything ना वो individual brilliance पे काफी कोस्ट करता है। एंड सी इवन विद बेंजेमा, बेंजेमा के साथ ही क्यों हुआ है कि द गोलकीपर्स हैव ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ फ्लफ देयर चांसेस, एंड ये सारे क्या बोलते हैं हाउलर्स हुए हैं। तो वो ऐसा नहीं है कि
एक
इट
हमारे
इज,
साथ भी हुआ है।
एक आपके साथ भी हुआ है, मैं बोलना नहीं चाहती थी बट या आई डिडंट वांट टू बी द वन टू ब्रिंग इट अप,
अरे
लेकिन
ब्रिंग इट।
नहीं नहीं, अरे I saw one random video about where he is after that final and all carriers anyway। तो तो ये काफी बार हो चुका है। तो वो होता है ना, एक इंटिमिडेशन फैक्टर होता है, एक हिस्ट्री नाम की चीज होती है, वो इतने बार वो फाइनल में जाके क्लच मोमेंट्स पे ऐसे जाके ये कमबैक पे कमबैक अगर आपने किया हो, इट विल अफेक्ट द मेंटालिटी। तो मुझे लगता है वो
यस।
मेंटालिटी एंड इंडिविजुअल ब्रिलियंस भी एक चीज होता
Hmm.
है विच विल इंटिमिडेट द ऑपोजिशन। तो उस मामले में आई थिंक Real has an upper hand, but I wouldn't say lucky as such। मुझे नहीं लगता लक इतना।
नहीं
I'll
आप।
also add to this one thing. You remember जब मारेज ने वो 25th मिनट पे गोल मिस किया?
मिस किया,
Why
हाँ।
did
करेक्ट।
Pep react the way he did when he knew कि दो गोल already मार दिए हैं? It's
Correct,
because of this that he knew that anything can happen in the game and you're playing against Real Madrid. So it's not luck. क्लब बोलूं पेप वहां लक के लिए नहीं बैठा यार, दो गोल मार दिए हम चिल की ठीक है कर लेंगे। He got so frustrated with that Mahrez move at that point of time, and we all saw that because he knows that they are facing a team like that, and कुछ भी हो सकता है, कभी भी overturn हो सकता है। So it's not luck, and it's that factor कि जो Real Madrid ने दूसरे की टीम पे भी create किया है, that's pressure, that's why they are missing the goals as well. So it's not just that.
correct,
नो नो
yeah। And
डेफिनेटली
Pep
यार।
Pep yesterday every single goal, ये every miss and every like the Vinicius run, everything, he was on a different level कल, because वो होता है ना,
Absolutely.
you can't miss your chances। why would you not finish it off when you get a chance, especially
Hmm.
against Real जिन्होंने ये
And they
किया
could
है
have
पहले।
killed the game, exactly.
They
They
could
could
have,
have
yeah,
killed the game, but then there was a pressure. Now, that's not
correct।
because Real Madrid was lucky.
It's
It's
lucky,
because they
it's
have
because it is
created the
Real Madrid।
pressure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Coming back to this game, coming back to Liverpool versus Villarreal. Um, Nitika, you have already mentioned that you think the most important player is going to be Thiago, right? And I think it is going to be Fabinho. Now, coming to substitutes, do you, हमारे पिछले कुछ गेम्स में सब्स्टिट्यूट्स हैव प्लेड अ वेरी बिग पार्ट। एवर्टन के गेम में इवन मतलब अभी जितने सारे गेम्स यूसीएल में भी हुए हैं, सो ये काफ़ी सब्स्टिट्यूट्स हैव बीन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। डू यू थिंक देर इज गोइंग टू बी a cameo from the bench, or
Absolutely. That is
or
going to happen.
an effective cameo is what I mean, or do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
us comfortably coasting through the 90 minutes?
See, even if that happens, I think Klopp is going to make substitutes. Even if like we are hopefully two or three goals up in the first half. If that happens, even then, I think Klopp is going to make substitutes because I think that he has been doing this rotation thing very, very well. And I think that's another brilliance. And another genius thing of Klopp that we should talk about, because it's not easy to know when to substitute, whom to bring to change the game, because he has done that time and time again. इंटर के साथ भी यही हुआ था, आई थिंक दैट वी वर प्लेइंग द अवे लेग एंड he brought in Henderson, and changed the game completely, entirely. and Klopp knows how to use that, and that is why I feel that subs are going to be very important. But it will depend a lot on how the game is going. So it'll depend on that. अगर अच्छा चल रहा है तो different kind of subs होंगे, तो ये नहीं है कि ये tick mark है कि तुम ही तीन जाओगे. So that's not going to be the case.
El Kokoi asks, Nidhi, do you think Villarreal can target Trent given defending isn't his favorite part to do? His defending has been. यार देखो, ट्रेंट की डिफेंडिंग क्लॉप ने अभी कुछ दिन पहले बोला था कि he doesn't like when people question Trent's defending, and that is something that I also feel. I'm not saying that Trent is absolutely world class or anything. I think he's a bloody good defender. Definitely, कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है वर्टिकल बॉल्स बिहाइंड हिम ही स्ट्रगल्स विद दोज, ऐसा लगता है, बट आई थिंक दैट इज मोर टू डू विथ आर सिस्टम, बिकॉज ट्रेंड को हम ज्यादा आगे कमिट करते हैं. एंड इसके पहले वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इन अंकित स्ट्रीम, ये सीजन अगर आप देखोगे तो ट्रेंड काफी ज्यादा सेंट्रल भी जा रहा है, एंड हेंडरसन इज टेकिंग दैट पोजीशन शुरू शुरू में. एंड शुरू शुरू में उसका काफी क्रिटिसिज्म भी हुआ था उस पर्टिकुलर चीज का, बट वो एक छोटा सा चेंज है जो क्लॉप करने किया है इस पर्टिकुलर सीजन में. बट नितिका, डू यू थिंक Villarreal will target Trent, and do you think this narrative that Trent cannot defend, do you agree with it?
I think they should target Trent and they'll get the answer. They should target Trent if that's what they think that it is, because that is not true. I'm not saying that he's one of the best defenders out there, but when you're talking about the modern right fullback position, and everybody is changing the positions to their suitability, to the way they want, the system to work. And in Liverpool's system, the positions that Trent is taking, the number of us, I know, then you'll say that, defensively dekhna padega because it's a fullback position and everything. But that's our system. We are going to talk about that, right?
Exactly.
Yes, I understand that it can be vulnerable a little because we play like that. Because
Of
एक
our
तो high
system.
line खेलते हैं. एग्जैक्टली एक तो हम हाई लाइन खेलते हैं, ऊपर से ट्रेंट होता है एकदम लाइक सेंटर फॉरवर्ड रोल रोल में जो हम बात कर रहे हैं कि एकदम आगे जाएगा और सेंटर से आजकल वो क्रॉसेस निकालने की कोशिश करता है. दैट्स व्हाट ही इज डूइंग. एंड देन सडनली देयर इज अ बॉल विच ना फबिन्यो वहां पे डिटेक्ट कर पा रहा है, ना जो उसको सपोर्ट करने वाला मिडफील्ड है जो उसके साइड पे मे बी इट्स हैंडरसन और कीटा वो डिटेक्ट कर पा रहा है. Suddenly the ball is going through and you see the run that Trent will make to get there. From that forward position he's on the Salah one position, and he can easily be like, yaar main to aage tha, mere pe nahi hai ye wala role. Why is Klopp making us play in that way again and again? Why are we still there in the contention of so many trophies? Agar itna galat khel raha hai wo, kya Klopp ko nahi dikh raha, or is he blind that
Hmm.
this is where we are vulnerable and people are going to target that? So which is why I just don't
100%.
believe in this statement at all, because you have to understand the effort that the guy is putting from the forward position to come back to the defensive structure just to defend. So it's not about the position at all, it's about the structure. So you might not like the structure that we play in, but I don't agree to this that he is not a good defender.
Right, right. Pranchu says when you have some pacey centre backs in VVD and Konate, it's okay for Trent and Robbo to move ahead and not worry about the defending with the trio. Agreed, yeah, Pranchu. That's a very good point you said. Omkar says Villarreal set back and wait for the chance. I think absolutely, yeah, Omkar. I agree with you. That is absolutely ऐसा बिल्कुल ऐसा बिल्कुल हो सकता है. BTEX says, what if Liverpool loses today and then against Chelsea? And City won all the remaining games. Come on, Nidhi bhaiya, stop taking positive comments only. थोड़ा negativity is important. यार देखो, नेगेटिविटी इम्पोर्टेंट तो नहीं है, मतलब अगेन ये मेरा ओपिनियन है. आई थिंक हम बिल्कुल यार, ये फुटबॉल है. बायर्न म्यूनिक भी हार गई थी इनसे, यूवेंटस भी हार गई थी उनसे. अगर व्हाट इफ लिवरपूल लूजेस टुडे, वी लूज. इफ वी
Hmm.
गो आउट, वी गो आउट. अभी वो सोच के तो फुटबॉल देखना, मतलब वैसे तो फिर हम नहीं देख पाएंगे ना. मतलब नेगेटिविटी, आई थिंक रियलिज्म थोड़ा रखना जरूरी है. बट आई थिंक ये सीजन जैसे भी खत्म हो, आई थिंक दिस हैज बीन एन एक्सीलेंट season for Liverpool as supporters. Obviously, trophies are very very important, and I would like to win uh, as many trophies as possible. But Dhenuka, as an outsider, what is your, when you watch this Liverpool side play, or when you watch, or when you read about us, what is your opinion as an outsider of this Liverpool side?
I think I always feel that you guys should be more optimistic to be very honest, because because this is truly one of the most complete sides I have seen. Like Liverpool play convincingly, and it's not like you have sort of managed your way across wins and चलो कैसे जैसे तैसे मतलब जीत गए, ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. You all have won convincingly. You all have quality players. You all have good squad depth now. Your signings have been spot on. राइट टाइम पे पीक कर रहे हो एंड जैसा माने भी नाउ ही इज इन लाइक सम sublime form after AFCON and after of late, and Salah has come back into form. मुझे लगता है कि this is a Liverpool side जो एकदम complete side है, and I would be confident going into Champions League. And the very fact कि आप लोग इस स्टेज इन द सीजन में you all are in contention for a quadruple यार, which has never happened. तो that tells you what kind of season Liverpool has had, and what kind of like एक harmony है players में, team में एक harmony है. Klopp has a vision which is getting executed properly. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि things are going well. तो मुझे if this was my team I would be confident. To be very honest, this is a neutral perspective. And मैं वही कह रही थी ना कि लिवरपूल एंड सिटी ये टाइम आई थिंक आर वेरी कंप्लीट साइड्स, एंड दे हैव बीन परफॉर्मिंग एट अ वेरी हाई लेवल. तो मैं तो कॉन्फिडेंट रहूंगी. मुझे ऐसे लगता है. एंड इट इज द चैंपियंस लीग, एंड लिवरपूल हैज आल्सो अचीव्ड थिंग्स इन द चैंपियंस लीग. सो मुझे लगता है कि अगर कॉन्फिडेंस होगा भी लोगों का तो इट इज नॉट अनफाउंडेड. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो खामा का बिना कोई राइम और रीजन वो लोग कॉन्फिडेंट है. देयर इज अ रीजन टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट. आई वुड बी
Right.
कॉन्फिडेंट इन दिस साइड, वेरी ऑनेस्टली.
Alan says underestimate Villarreal at your own peril. So yeah, I don't think either of us are underestimating Villarreal. In fact, we are saying that they are a very tough opposition. I'm sure Nitika, you agree. And
I तो
pool
said
nahi hai
that
yaar.
number of times.
Yeah, and pool nahi hai yaar. Pool is wrong. I mean, it's basic. It's Liverpool. Pool koi team nahi hai.
I
If
know
Liverpool,
this annoys me so much. If people like pool these days, and I can't reply to those to them. When they अरे pool तू से जीत जाएगा, and I just can't reply to them. It just does.
yeah.
It's not pool. It's Liverpool.
And if Liverpool doesn't win a single trophy, it amounts to nothing. That's Arsenal talk. Honestly, यार, Alan, I didn't understand the last part of your comment, but ऐसा नहीं है. There are number of teams that participate in the Champions League. If City doesn't win the Champions League, or maybe they falter in the Premier League, do you think it amounts to nothing? All the football, the crazy football they played. If Madrid don't win the UCL, do you think their La Liga counts for nothing? Or if they, ऐसा नहीं होता यार. I don't
Hmm.
personally, I don't see football like that. It's as much as about the entire season. Trophies, like I said, are absolutely important, but it's not only about trophies all the time. Um,
And I would like to say पहले इसके पहले you had Josh on the show, right? And
yeah,
he said one thing which I really liked. He said that in the sort of quest and chase for these trophies, we forget वो सब टेंशन में हम लोग भूल जाते हैं to enjoy the game. And
Hmm.
I think that's a very important perspective. क्योंकि if you think about it, if you ask me, I think it's a great thing that even as a Real Madrid fan, that Real reached this stage, and we are in a very comfortable position in the league. यहाँ पे enjoy करके, of course वो tension वो nervousness तो होगा ही game के पहले, that can't be
obviously.
helped. But
Hmm.
sitting back and enjoying and not seeing this as the end of the world, अरे यार कुछ नहीं जीते, it amounts to nothing. I don't agree with that sentiment at all. You have played really well throughout the season. That accounts for
Hmm.
something. It is time we sit back and enjoy also the games for what we have accomplished so far. उस नजरिए से
Hmm.
देखो तो it counts for a lot, I
आई
think.
थिंक
Absolutely.
दिस थिंग वन थिंग कम्स इन फैक्टर और लॉट, और वो होता है ना, बचपन से हमको हमारे मम्मा पापा बोलते हैं फर्स्ट पोजीशन लेके आना है, सेकंड लेके आना है, थर्ड, क्योंकि ये ट्रॉफी मिलेगा, बाकियों का अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं रहता. लेकिन सेकंड क्लास में तो सब जाएंगे ना यार, मतलब अगली क्लास में तो सब जाएंगे, फिर थर्ड क्लास में भी. इट्स जस्ट दैट वी आर सो एकस्टम टू नो कि तभी जस्टिफाइड है तुम्हारा क्लास पास करना अगर तुम फर्स्ट सेकंड या थर्ड आए हो. अगर कुछ भी और है तो इट्स नॉट फाइन. इवन इफ बाकी के पोजीशन में एंजॉयड सो मच, यू हैड सो मच फन एंड हैड अ रियली गुड season. I think I had a fantastic season. इवन इफ वी डोंट विन एनीथिंग। मैंने एक भी मैच में एक ऐसा, आई एम सॉरी आई डोंट वांट टू जिंक्स इट, बट ऐसे ऐसे करके
प्लीज।
थंबनेल नहीं डाला है, कि यार मैंने फोटोज खींचे हुए थे कि ऐसे करके, क्योंकि क्रिस्टल पैलेस से हार रहे थे पिछले साल। आई एम हैप्पी व्हाट वी आर डूइंग राइट नाउ, even if whatever happens now, if I jinx it, I don't know, but I'm just telling you the journey has been so good. We need to enjoy that. We love football for that, we love our club for that, so whatever it is, it's all good. At least मेरा खून तो नहीं जला यार।
My friend Sham is in the chat, and he says some teams are usually found languishing their respective leagues, but when it comes to cup competition, they turn up. Villarreal are one such team. Absolutely agreed here.
Agree.
Villarreal, स्पेशली उना विलारियल से ज्यादा मैं बोलूंगा उनाई एमरी। उसको यार नॉकआउट कंपटीशन में कुछ तो मतलब ही हैज सम थैनोस का दो स्टोन्स इन 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 नॉकआउट फुटबॉल। एब्सोल्युटली
नहीं,
यार
and
लेकिन
Villarreal also, मैं बोल रही हूँ ना, ये सारे टीम्स दे आर कमिंग इनटू फॉर्म एट दिस लैग एंड ऑफ द सीजन एट दिस पॉइंट। Villarreal also लीग में ड्रॉज के अलावा दे हैव वन देयर गेम्स। तो लास्ट के आई थिंक, आई एम नॉट श्योर, बट टू टू आई थिंक टू गेम्स, एक
टू और
हेताफे के
थ्री समथिंग लाइक
अगेंस्ट,
दैट, यस।
they won against Getafe. They won at least two of their last league games, and the rest have been draws. So, uh, yeah, so everyone is hitting their sort of form at this phase of the season, which is amazing to see.
Yeah, Santosh, obviously, girl power is absolutely awesome. But more importantly, these are two people that know their football. That's the most important thing. It's not about their gender. But let's take a few more questions and let's end the chat because I think people will have to get into their pre match rituals and everything. I certainly
Yes,
have to.
I
Right?
can imagine.
Um,
यार
yeah.
आज मैं आराम से देखूंगी। Oh my God, I yesterday I was a nervous wreck.
Denuka, I
Oh
had so
goodness,
much fun watching कल का मैच ना, and I'm like क्या हो
I
रहा होगा,
can
because you put
imagine.
that ना, स्क्रीनिंग हो रहा है ये सब, और मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा है यार उनका स्क्रीनिंग चल रहा है जैसे ही
Dhenuka,
सेकंड मिनट पे गोल हुआ।
Dhenuka on WhatsApp when Real Madrid are playing, especially in the Champions League, is a vibe. Like इतना मजा आता है ना धेनुका को WhatsApp में उसका देखने के लिए। But
I'm like Davide Ancelotti.
अरे
I'm like
बिल्कुल मजा आ जाता है। धेनुका का WhatsApp is lit during a Real Madrid match. यार एक क्वेश्चन था नितिका and it was a very good question. Let me scroll up and let's see if I can find it. Uh, do you are you worried about Thiago's fatigue? Because I honestly thought he would be rested against Everton. हमने नहीं किया उसको rest.
हम्म।
So are you
अच्छा,
worried
I
about?
thought you're putting the question, I thought
मैं
you're finding
ढूंढ
the
रहा
question.
हूँ।
अच्छा। Okay. No, see, it's not just Thiago. I think, see, Ellison has played so many games. Then talk about anybody. Fabinho has been playing in and out. Then Van Dijk को चलो एक गेम में रेस्ट मिल गया, but has been playing continuously. So it's not just Thiago. And the thing is that पूरा का पूरा squad, when they're playing together, there is a mentality, and they know what to do with it. So I think that yes, थोड़ा concern तो हर player के बारे में रहता है. I'm scared about Trent as well. Has been playing in every match, but at the end you need to know the games that we have right now. अब क्या बोलूं मैं, क्रिस्टल पैलेस का गेम है अभी अगला, न्यू कासिल के साथ है हमारा अगला गेम। तो क्या उसके साथ आई कैन एक्सपेक्ट कि नहीं नहीं, आई वुड वांट कि नहीं, लिवरपूल को क्लॉप ने सबसे अच्छा वाला टीम खिलाया, बिकॉज वी हैव सो मच टू प्ले फॉर। एंड आई थिंक दैट इज अनदर motivating factor that should add to the players minds, ki we have so much to fight for, and this just this season, and then we'll go ahead and see what happens in the next one. So I think that is going to add to that. And I think Thiago wants to deliver more than anyone. I think
Right.
Thiago
I think
has that
I
right
agree.
now.
He's really hungry to play as much as possible. यार सूर्या says Reece Williams on the bench, why oh why? यार देखो, एक तो वो बेंच पे है और एक चीज हमको नहीं भूलनी चाहिए कि हम ये पोजीशन में रीस विलियम्स ने बहुत बड़ा पार्ट प्ले किया है कि हम चैंपियंस लीग खेल भी
Cult
रहे हैं।
hero.
ठीक है, तो मैं ऑब्वियसली रीस विलियम्स अनलेस अ डिजास्टर हैपेंस ही विल वो पिच पे नहीं आएगा, तो बट ठीक है यार, मतलब है बेंच पे, हमारा ही प्लेयर है यार, फ्यूचर अच्छा है उसका, बहुत यंग है एंड हम चैंपियंस लीग
Hmm.
खेल रहे हैं उसमें, उसने बहुत बड़ा पार्ट प्ले किया है लास्ट सीजन। गाइस, विल क्लोज द चैट इन जस्ट अ लिटिल बिट, आई विल जस्ट टेक सम कमेंट्स। कार्तिकेय हैज अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू धेनुका, what changes would be made in the defensive line when Rudiger comes to Real Madrid next season?
No,
I'm sure this is like the millionth time you've been asked this question.
no, and also no. I'm glad that you at least asked this, because there were people who were questioning. Do you think like this is a good signing? And I've been screaming my head off since the last, I don't know how many years, saying, defenders chahiye, defenders chahiye, and so see exactly what happened yesterday, right? So definitely, I don't want this whole debate about do we need Rudiger or not. Thank you, Chelsea, for the gift first. And okay, with Rudiger, I think we have options, because you can try different things. You can the most common ones that people are already talking about is trying to move Alaba as to the left, play Alaba as a left back, and then have a Rudiger, because Rudiger has to play as a centre back. So वहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. And then Militao, and I think it will be good competition for Mendy. And given the fact that he's so injury prone, I think that there will be this option to play Alaba at the left, and he might click over there. And then Alaba as a defensive midfielder, also we can explore an option. I think not this late, but he has played as a defensive midfielder earlier. So there are options to try different things out once you have a solid backline and you have options in the back. So immediately, I would say Rudiger as a centre back, and then Alaba as a left back.
Right.
That would be the first thing.
All right. Let's talk about for 2 minutes about the Liverpool game. यार प्रांशु, everybody का तो टाइम नहीं है, मतलब I think we'll have to close the stream also. I think स्पेन का सेटअप काफी अलग है compared to Liverpool, तो that's why maybe Thiago is not preferred there. But Dhenuka, I think it's high time. There are a lot of fans, myself included. You should start your YouTube channel very, very soon. I will. I have uh, been telling you since a long time that there are a lot of fans. You should start it. But
And
okay,
you have
but
enough fan following for that right now, I feel.
दो तो यहाँ हैं. मतलब मैं तो काफी बड़ा फैन हूँ.
सही
तो
में, सही में.
दो तो यहाँ हैं. Oops, sorry. That's my
Never say never,
massage.
but
Right. All right. Final thoughts. I'll come to you, Dhenuka, first. Final thoughts. What do you think is going to happen, and your score prediction?
I think Villarreal, although they have been having a good run, I think given Liverpool ka current form and all the stuff that we already spoke about, I would say 3-1 to Liverpool. It's at Anfield. Uh, so I would say 3-1 to Liverpool.
Right, guys. Put your predictions in the comment section. We'll take one by one. Uh, uh, Nitika, before I come to you, Nitika plus Dhenuka का साथ CL. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. मैं generally watch along देखता नहीं हूँ, but I'll watch it. But okay, uh, Nitika, what final thoughts and your score predictions? मैं तो करता नहीं हूँ score prediction.
सी धेनुका हैज डन इट वेरी नाइस. ठीक है कि भाई आज मैं न्यूट्रल देख रही हूँ, तो 3-1 प्रिडिक्शन की गोल होने चाहिए. बाकी एंटरटेनमेंट मिलना चाहिए. सो दे हैव डन इट, बट आई थिंक दैट 2-0 मेरे लिए बहुत है. लिवरपूल जीत जाए, 2 गोल मार ले, अच्छा रहेगा. 2-0 वुड बी माय प्रिडिक्शन. आई थिंक वी कैन डिफेंड वेल एट एनफील्ड. बाकी देखो, बाकी देखो.
Global Waffle says 4-0 Liverpool. That will be a bit of a surprise actually, given how well
या
यार
Villarreal
कुछ
defend.
नहीं बोल सकते. I predicted some completely different stuff कल तो, और हुआ क्या,
व्हाट
I
वाज
don't
योर
think
प्रिडिक्शन?
anyone.
व्हाट इज योर प्रिडिक्शन?
2-2 I had predicted, which was an optimistic prediction, because I don't predict
But
a Real
you are
loss.
not that far off, to be honest. You're not
Yeah,
that far
I
off.
mean, yeah, but
4-3. हाँ.
4-3 यार far off.
नहीं,
Right,
नहीं. मतलब
right.
ठीक है,
So
2-2 वाज़ अ गुड इनफ, पता, रियली
हाँ,
गुड.
2-2 4-3 हो गया, but मतलब it was
या.
almost a draw. But yeah,
Hmm.
thank you so much, guys, for joining in. There were a lot of questions about Manas. So Manas is on a break. He will be back soon, in the next month. But he's not presenting today, and he will be back soon. Um, all right, guys, thank you so much, whoever joined in. This was late in the game, late in the night, sorry, before the game. And let's hope that it's a good night for the Red Men. It's a good night for Liverpool, and thank you so much for joining. And up the Reds. Cheers, guys. Good night.
So it's all the best.
थैंक यू.